Good evening. Today I was going to throw a region mod onto my Model 1 Genesis here. I figured I would document the process in case anyone wants to realize how easy it is. What you'll need, well, first step, let me close this back up. What you'll need is a switch. It needs to be, I probably really should have pulled these wires off. This is a salvaged switch from who knows what. But you'll need a switch with, I think it's called a single pole double throw. Yeah. They call them SPDT or a DPDT, double pole, double throw. Either of these will work. But the difference between them, and the reason why you need a double throw switch, is it has, if you just draw your little switch, it has 3 different contacts on it. And when you have the switch in this direction, it's actually connecting these 2 contacts. So when you have it in this direction, it's connecting those 2 contacts. Some switches, single throw switches, so that'd be an ST, just have 2 contacts on them. So when they're in this direction, they're basically just off. They connect this with nothing, and then when they're in that direction, they connect the 2 points. So single pole double throw, which is going to be 3, or double pole double throw, which is 6 connections. And sometimes these are just easier to find. It's not necessary to have that, but and basically what it's just redundant. It just has 2 different layers. When you connect, when you put your switch to this side, it connects both these 2 and these 2. And when your memory card runs out of space, you look like an idiot. So that was the reason of that weird cut there. So single pole double throw, double pole double throw. You can even get a triple pole double throw, which has 9, but those are like $4 each, and there's absolutely no reason to want, surely you can find one of these. These are pretty big. They're usually about big square switches. No reason to have that, but they do exist. They even make quadruple and I don't know, whatever. But anyway, I've got one of those here. If you can see, I've got these stupid wires on here. So there's 4 wires. I'll just point with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a good switch. Just pulled this out of our box of switches. I've also got this box of miscellaneous BS over here that I was looking for. This one is a single pole double throw, I believe. So it's actually stuck as well. There we go. It goes 2 directions, and it has 3 connections on it. Anyway, whatever. So first step, well, you're also going to need a soldering iron. You're going to need to know how to solder to some degree. I wouldn't necessarily think it would be that difficult to learn your soldering on this project, but who knows. Basically, if you can draw with a pencil, write your name, you can probably solder to some degree. You're going to need some wire, preferably a couple different colors. 3 colors is probably going to be the best, just to keep it nice and organized. You're going to need a way to cut the wire probably, and maybe even a way to strip the wire. This is a really neat little wire stripper. Just because it's so neat, I'm going to show you how it works if you don't. These, if you're going to do a lot of wire cutting and wire stripping, it might be a good idea to invest in something like this. But basically, you just stick the wire in there. It's got a bunch of different holes that are different sizes. Find the size that's closest to the actual diameter of the wire on the inside, not the diameter of the insulation. So it's going to be slightly smaller than this one. And you line it up there, so that clamps down there. And then on the back it clamps down on the rest of the wire. And basically rips the 2 apart, causing you to cut off the insulation. So it's Really easy. And a lot better than teeth, because teeth aren't very efficient. But they will work in a pinch. So, you're going to need some solder as well. That's pretty obvious. You're going to need a screwdriver, because you need to open it up. I've got mine already opened. Going to take the screws out, 6 or whatever screws on the back. And then there's a whole bunch of screws to take this off. I want to keep these organized. I've got mine sitting up here in the soldering station bay. Just kind of out of the way. Anyway, I'm going to go into a macro mode here on the camera really quick to show you these jumpers. Okay, here's these jumpers, and this is probably going to get blurry, but I turn the Genesis around. These are the controller ports up here in the front. So, like this, opening it up with the LED on the bottom. So they're right up here on this Model 1, and this is a original revision Model 1, not the one, if you watch my Model 1 revisions program, it'll be the one that has high definition graphics written on it. I'll try to link that video. It's kind of a appendix type thing. But anyway, we've got these jumpers here. They're basically just solder points, and they're just basically little connections in the circuit board, I guess you would say. Right now, since this is an English system, jumper 1 or jumper 2 right there has that little extra bridge going on it, as well as jumper 4, but I'm not sure exactly what that one's for. But here, if you look really close, maybe I can get this without a glare, this has kind of a little bump to it because there's an actual circuit going between these 2 points, whereas here there is not, and here there is not. You can kind of see it a little better on jumper 4 there. But we're really, for the Japanese-US switch mod, which is the one I'm going to do, really only care about jumper 1 and jumper 2. All of these points, if I remember correctly, are common, and they're all connected. So basically what you're doing is you're connecting one of these points, they just make 4 of them so it's convenient for the manufacturing process, to one of these points, which determines the region. And so JP1, jumper 1, as far as I know, is Japanese, and jumper 2 is English. I'm not sure, can't remember if Europe would use 3, or if they, because there's a 50 hertz TV switch. Anyway, I don't, if you need to do switching for 50 hertz PAL video modes, you're going to have to look that up yourself, because I don't have any use for that. So I'm not going to cover that. But anyway, jumper 1, jumper 2. So right now it's in the circuit board, it is actually physically connected jumper to jumper 2. Jumper 2 is being bridged, and we want to be able to switch that. But so we're going to need another tool, actually, probably an X-Acto knife. You could even probably use your screwdriver, and you're going to want to cut this little trace in the motherboard, basically like that. You're going to have to dig in a little bit and make sure you can actually cut that. You're going to cut that little bit of metal bridging those two within the circuit board so that you can basically switch from English to Japanese. So you can go to jumper 2 is connected or jumper 1 is connected. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, so I've got this little pointy tool thing, and I'm just going to get in here and basically kind of scratch it away. You can start to see the copper. Maybe. You can see a little bit of bronze showing. And I want to get through that copper. This is going to be pretty tough. I want to completely break through it so that I break this connection. Now obviously this looks kind of bad because I'm digging into this circuit board, but it's not really that big of a deal. Try and keep my camera on it there. I think I might have gotten through.